Coming off the bye week, certainly got to accomplish some things that you want to. Get back to good work to correct some issues that have shown up in the first two games. Getting a little bit healthier, getting Bryant Williams back. He's going to be cleared to go this week. Unfortunately, Quentin Williams will not, who filled in for him, and Jax is still going to be out here. So, you got to address some of the injury issues. Again, it's just kind of part of the game. Good news is King played really well for us against Kennesaw State. He's practicing at a really high level. So getting Brian and King back, kind of puts you back to ground zero a little bit, which is a good thing. But we certainly got to get a lot of our 2s and 3s reps this past week, running our stuff, us coaching them, getting to do that part of it. And then, you get a little bit of a start on Tulane as far as game plan stuff goes. And not that I'm real big on having the extra days for it. I think sometimes as coaches, that's detrimental. You can overdo it. Just allowed us to kind of spread the work out a little bit over the course of the next couple of weeks and, make things a little bit better for our coaching staff. We were able to get on the road recruiting Friday, which is always a good thing. You only get 33 days as a staff now in the fall, so we plan on using all 33 days, and we spread our staff out all through our recruiting footprint, and we're able to go and see a lot of good football games, talk to a lot of coaches, and gather some more information there. So, good bye week. For us, there's no doubt this is going to be the toughest challenge that we faced in 3 games. It's a really good football team. They play good defense. They're physical. They're aggressive on offense. They've got really good playmakers. They've got a very good young quarterback that's extremely talented. He's going to be pretty special, I would say, here as time goes on. They have some receivers that can stretch the field. This number 4, this Mario Williams kid, doing a really good job getting the football to him. They have a tight end, number 87, that they're doing a great job in the throw game with, getting it to him. I think their running back is very good, and it's going to be a good football team. So, for us, it's going to be a great challenge. We're looking forward to it. We're excited about it. It's a measuring stick. We've talked about it. Every game so far this year, I think, has kind of increased in difficulty, which is a good thing. We felt like coming out of camp, we have a chance to have a good football team. I think this kind of tells you where you're at a little bit. So we're excited about the challenge. I'm certainly excited to have them at home and play back in Cajun Field.
What about Draylon?
Draylon should be good to go. Practice yesterday looked really good, looked really fast, planting off that foot that was injured. So I think we'll get Draylon back.
Is there any fear as a coach, like you get going and then you have the bye week this early, just kind of losing a little bit of what you built up, or you don't look at that?
Not to me. I mean, we were foot on the gas last week, so they probably wish they played instead of had a bye week. We're able to get a couple off days, which is good, and spread the work out some. Hurricane saved a couple of them maybe, but we're foot on the gas. I mean, that's what we talked about. Now is not the time to back off. We have our season tiered out in different phases as the season goes on, but it's not now. Now we get an extra week of practice to work on things that we need to work on and fix if we want to win the next game and continue to play better. So, this year is kind of cool. You have 2 byes, which is a little bit unique. I think the biggest worry would be if you only had one, having it week 3 is early in the year. But having 2 byes, and our next one's kind of a halfway bye, the way it works out with the midweek game. But it's a good thing. It allowed us to focus back on us and get work done that we needed to.
Playing how is this like playing Troy? Is there anything you get from playing, Troy the last few years, really good Troy's team and this team, or is this 2 totally different scenarios?
Well, I think personnel is different naturally, right? It's really good personnel at Tulane. Offensively, I think it's a little different. Truthfully, Tulane's offense is a little different, I think, truthfully. They played at Troy. They had a veteran quarterback that did a really good job managing the game, and he made plays when he needed to. But their whole deal, they would shrink the game. They had a great running back, right, and that was their deal. Like, we're going to shrink the game. You load the box. The quarterback's going to make good decisions, get the ball out there. Right now, they're pushing it down the field. With this quarterback they have and the wideouts they have, they're pushing it down the field. They're mixing in running pass more than they did at Troy, and they're having some success with it, against some good football teams. So they're a little different on their offense. Defensively, I think it's very similar. I mean, it's aggressive. It's good players. They're physical at the point of attack. On the back end, they got a bunch of guys that run around and make plays. So, I mean, I think their defense is very similar. I think their offense, though, truthfully, I think their offense is a little different than what they were. They're a lot more explosive right now is what it looks like.
Is it, it's like a kind of a regional rivalry. You don't play them all that much. You run into a bowl game here and there. Is it more just a fan perspective of a rivalry, do you think, or is there something real to it?
Well, I don't know that it's a rivalry if we don't play that much. I think it should be. I think we should play as much as possible. I think there's no reason why we can't figure this thing out where we play pretty much every year. Our kids know their kids know ours. We recruit the same kids most of the time. It's a unique deal because they've probably got some guys that maybe wanted to be here. We probably got some that maybe wanted to be there. There's some that they have that we didn't want, some that, whatever the case might be. It's a unique thing because the proximity makes it where you cross paths so much. I think for the fans it's exciting. I know for us it is. The last 2 times we played them twice since I've been coaching here, and they got us both times. So, for us, it's an opportunity to get to go play them again. On top of that, they're a really good team. The last couple of years, they've been in the national spotlight as far as a group of 5 goes. That's where we want to be. If you want to be there, then you got to go beat those teams. So for us, like I said, every week has gotten increasingly difficult. And that's a good thing. That's what you want. Our schedule, our conference is really good, and we're going to play some really good teams. You look at our schedule, there are no off weeks. This is kind of more of the same, and so for us, it's a great opportunity to get to play a really good football team. We're excited to be at home playing them, and it's something that I wish we could do more. I think it's a good thing for the whole state whenever we play each other.
What did they do scheme-wise defensively that may cause you some concerns?
They pressure quite a excuse me, sorry, I got this cough going on here. They pressure quite a bit. They always have. They're aggressive. They move the front. The linebackers play downhill. They've got 2 veteran linebackers that have played a lot of football. They get them lined up. They're in the right spots. You play some teams and they're not very well coordinated. Whether it's the linebackers on the pressure in the front, or it's the linebackers and the pressure in the back end, whatever the case may be. But they're in sync all 3 levels, and John and their defensive staff do a really good job. I don't want to say that they're not simple, as I don't want it to sound like, but they know what they want to do, and they're really detailed in the way that they do it. But they still find a way to be aggressive and to cause issues, and they do move the front a lot. Against Kennesaw State, we kind of saw the same thing. It was a dang blitz fest, in the second and third quarter. So we've played it. These guys are just a little bit. It's just some really good players doing it. So you got to be ready for all that.
Do you feel like what y'all done so far defensively, y'all are more equipped for a mobile quarterback who can throw deep but also beat you with his left? How do you see that matchup?
This guy's a passer first now. They're not. He's a passer first. Whenever you watch him play, he's throwing the ball really well. He's going through progressions and he's playing it. I do. I think their offense is. I think it's well put together. They established the run. Their play actions are off of the run. It all looks very similar, which is what you try to do on offense, right? They do a really good job of marrying their play action shots and their runs, and then they motion and shift a lot. So their offenses are all the same. You try to run the concepts you feel really good about. You just try to hide it somehow, and they've done a good job of that. So, for us, I think our defense, I think it's a great test for our defense. It's not just a running team. It's not just a throwing team. They're going to mix it up, and they're going to play both, and we're going to have to play with really good discipline. We have to be physical at the point of attack. They have a bunch of returning starters. I think 3 of them are returning starters from Tulane, and 2 of them are returning starters from other places. So all 5 of these guys have been starters in college football. So you have to be physical at the point of attack. On the back end, you have to play with a lot of eye discipline because they're going to shift in motion, and then they're going to try to take shots off your head off of the play action fakes. So it's a game where you got to go in there. You can't just say, all right, if we take this away, then we're good. I mean, you're going to have to play the run, the pass, play action, the drop back, and their quarterback is a good athlete. He'll get himself out of trouble, but they're not using him in that way where – they're not using him as a runner. They got a great running back, and they're going to let him run, and they're going to let the quarterback make decisions in the throw game.
So far, we talked a lot about this summer getting pressure on the quarterback, and I think it's more the opponent and the style of play, but you have 0 sacks. And what have you seen on the film?
I mean, we're getting pressure. I think against Grambling, I thought their quarterback did a really good job of getting rid of the ball. At times, it led to intentional grounding penalties, which we'll take that. So we're getting there. We didn't get to finish yet. Against Kennesaw State, early we had some opportunities at sacks, and we didn't contain the quarterback very well. And then as the game went on, it kind of turned into, you could tell in the second quarter they were just kind of trying to shrink the game and get out of there a little bit. So that turned into that. I think this week we got to get pressure on the quarterback. If you just let him sit back there and throw it, he's going to throw it all over you. But you can't, like I said, I mean, you can't pressure all day and it can't be a blitz fest because they do have very capable wideouts that I think are really good. So you're going to have to get pressure in conventional ways with a 4-man rush. You're going to have to win some one-on-ones. You're going to have to beat, one-on-one blocks. And you're going to have to beat the tackle, who are all experienced players. Hopefully, we can do that with a 4-man rush and still be able to play coverage the way we want to. But if not, I mean, you got to find a way to put some pressure on the guy, because if you don't, I mean, he'll stand back there all day. And if he's got all day, he's going to find some receivers.
Did you recruit Fleming?
Dante?
Yeah. So it's, I know it's where we are, but it's got to be, he's obviously really progressed. He's become a good player.
Yeah, he's playing really well for them. And I mean, we knew he's been capable of being a good player, and he's playing well for them. He decided to make the move, and I'm happy for him that it's working out.